Peace. We are back once again. Oh, excuse me, got the hiccups here. I'm Juice Warner. This is Old York Gritty, Grand Strains. When we talk, excuse me, got the hiccups for some strange reason here. When we talk about lots of things that, deal with conspiracies. If I catch one more hiccup, I'm going to have to call this show. I just have to call it a show. I'm not going to be hiccuping all day now. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I think that was a hiccup, wasn't it? Hold on a minute here. Yep, that was a hiccup. That was a hiccup. Practicing. You know, that's usually when you're like in your solar plex the hiccup comes from. All right. So don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell. We can see crazy stuff like this all the time. I mean, like, why limit yourself to foolishness? And you know, you can learn some stuff and laugh at an idiot. Okay, let's get to this. This is chapter 5. Anti-Christian character of Masonry. Bible utterly rejected by Masonry. Christians must not mention even in their public assembly. Right now, look at this. There's like 420 something pages, and we are already up to 85. All right. So yeah, I do a lot of reading in a day. You know what I mean? So this is just nothing to me. This is just the type is like all squeezed in. It's the old book, 1800s. All right. Okay, let's get it going. To show beyond the possibility of doubt that Masonry is anti-Christian, and also that it is right for members of the Christian church to resist it on aspirations, we will not quote Masonic authority on this point, although we have abundantly proved it elsewhere. Chase, in his digest of Masonic law, declares that to require a belief in a divine authenticity of the Bible or a state of future afterwards or punishment is a serious innovation on the very body of Freemasonry. I quote that Christian Cynorus, and later quotings from page 203 of said digest. Here it is declared by Masonic standard authority that it is essentially at variance with the first principle of Masonry to require any belief of the Bible more than any other book. Now, if this was not anti-Christian, what is? At least anyone should require belief in a future afterward or punishment. Let me I forgot to set my my social media, just in case you could be watching from another one of the hold on a minute here. So give me 1 second. Okay. Put you on. Okay. So we there. Okay. So belief in a future afterward and punishments. Independent of the Bible, that too is declared to be positively anti-Masonic. Is not this the reason why Mason penalties are so severe? Namely because future, afterward, and punishment being denied, their laws cannot be enforced by such reward and punishment. To form all such punishment, save that which is purely Masonic, they are under oath to screen each other. Are not such principles destructive in the last degree? In my judgment, these principles fully account for those Masonic falsehoods and murder which honest men are so slow to believe. To show that Masonry is, as it ever has been, perfectly anti-Christian, to hear give a quotation from the recent number of the Majestic Stars, a Masonic monthly published in Chicago. The extract is taken from the Christian Cynosure of November 4th, 1870, Grand Lodge of Iowa. By the pointedness of the Grand Secretary Parvin, we have received a copy of the address of Grandmaster Michael of Iowa, and also that the Grand Orator Kinding of the same state. They are both very able productions. We regret, however, to notice a very exceptional expression in Brother Kinding's address. We refer to the phase Earth Creator, the man's and man's Redeemer, Jesus Christ. This sentiment is purely sectarian and is such and as such much at variance with Brother Kending general good taste. General good taste. Kending's general okay. It is reasonable to suppose that not a tithe of these he addressed believed in his sentiments. This is fairly deducible from the fact that they were Masons, all Universalists, all Israelite special spiritualists, and any other do not believe in it at all. See right here. It says this is fairly deducible from the fact that they were all Masons, all Universalists, all Israelites, all specialists, and many others do not believe in it at all. Right. I wanted to actually clip that, but I'm not going to do it. I'll just keep it there like that. And we're all such removed from the fraternity, there would be precious few remaining, so that it is altogether out of place on such an occasion. Brother Kending has a perfect right of his opinion and to preach them in his pulpit, but to smuggle them into a Masonic lodge is as inappropriate as it would be for a merchant brother to take his goods there to sell. Did we not thus protest against the introductions of any sacred matters and any address to the craft? We would not do justice to our own feelings nor to the right of a large majority in the order. Besides being in excusable bad taste, the practice is utterly subversive, and the harmony that should pervade all our public gatherings. It is not right that any man should take advantage of his position as operator to inflict upon his auditor sentiments that they do not wish to hear. Now, we would simply fix the reader's attention upon the following particulars, and the offense is simply this: the pastor of a Christian church, being a Mason, and our orator at the public Masonic gathering, used his phrase in the course of his address to the fraternity, Earth, Creator, and man's Redeemer, Jesus Christ. This is declared to be very exceptional, purely sectarian, at variance with good taste, although out of place. It is to smuggle. It is like a merchant brother taking his goods there to sell. It is excusable bad taste. Yea, the practice is utter submissive, and the harmony that should pervade all of our public gatherings. There, if that is not anti-Christian, I again ask what is. Indeed, the severity of the rebuke and the evil apprehended would lead one to suppose that the crime was enormous, and yet it merely consisted in utter these words at a public meeting of Masons: Earth Creator and man's Redeemer, Jesus Christ. That is all. It is acknowledged too that the only way that the sacred name can find its way into a Masonic lodge is by smuggling. The statement is true enough to bring it in is contrary to Masonic law, and yet Masons will prate to us about the unparalleled goodness of their system, about its friendship, mortality, and brotherly love, about its being a handmaid of religion, and just so ignorant are they as to assume that mortality and love are different things, and that all these are one part of religion, but that these and other Masonic excellencies together make up a kind of handmaid of religion. They tell us too that everything in their system is from the Bible Bible and exclaimed, Masonry divine. Yet, according to their own acknowledgement, it is perfectly anti-Christian that the name of him who is the author of Christianity must not be uttered before the Masonic assembly, nor can it find its way into the Masonic lodge save by a process of smuggling, nor is it professed ministers of Christ allowed to introduce a jot or title of Christianity at a public meeting of Masons. Through his Christian commission, if he has any, binds him to preach the gospel to every creature, but it would seem that Masons are not creatures, for we are that the gospel must not be preached to them as Masons. Well, they will find out sooner or later that they are creatures and accountable creatures too. And terrible will be their reckoning if they continue to reject him who is Earth's creator and man redeemer. And if that same Kinding who is thus publicly reproved for uttering these words of truth will persist in adhering to the supporting this anti-Christian system, this final reckoning will be terrible in the extreme. He would do well to ponder these words of him whom Masonry rejects. Whoever denieth me before men, him will also be denied before the Father and his holy angel. But those mine enemies who would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Finally, we simply beg that Masons, and especially Methodist Masons, will no longer insult our intelligence by telling us that their Christless system is a Christian system. Neither let them tell us that it makes no profession of religion, while it has its rituals, its worship, and its priest, and professes to rise its members to a moral perfection here and to heaven hereafter. As we have shown elsewhere, we further ask all the oath-bound members and advocates of this anti-Christian system fit persons to rule God's people, and should God's people pay them for usurping such authority over them and crushing out Christ's faithful ministers? Or is it not rather their plain duty to defend their faith against the usurpation of such conspirators? I believe that's the end of that chapter. All right. So we covered that. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna do one more. Let me close this out, and I'm gonna do one more chapter with y'all. We clear out 6 chapters today. How's that? Right? Okay. Don't forget, this is Juice Warner, Old York Gritty Grand Strains, where we are having a giveaway, right? This Old York Gritty mug. On one side it says Old York Gritty. Oh, got something in it. That's why I'm holding it like this. And on the other side, I Gritty New York. Right? All right. Then we have My novel, Street Scoutsy, knock 'em out the box. Right, you see this right here, Street Scoutsy, knock 'em out the box. This is about two brothers from opposite sides of the law who must team up in order to track down their father's killer or killers. Right? That's a great read. Took me a minute to write it. It's over 400 pages. Get to it. See how you like it. Peace. We up out of here.